Yeah, Namras, good afternoon, Dr. Vijender speaking from YourPedia.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. And you,
Okay,
sir?
great, Namras. Thanks a lot. And are we ready for the mock?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay, so with me, there's another mentor, Saklani sir. We both will be
Yeah,
going for your interview. You know the rule of the game. There are three sections, and first is
yeah.
introduction. So I
Okay.
think we proceed without wasting time. We proceed with the first part, and you have 5 minutes to
Yes,
introduce
sir.
yourself, Namras. So your time
Okay,
starts
sir.
now. Okay.
Uh, Okay, sir. Before I start, I would like to thank you, sir, for giving me your valuable time in order to hear me out and giving me the necessary feedbacks. It
Okay.
would really help me, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
So coming to myself, my name is Namras Amakati Shanawat, and I come from Alapura, a district in Kerala. So speaking about Alapura, it is famous for coconuts and backwaters, and that is why it is one of the most famous tourist spots of India. So coming to my family, I belong to a family of four, and my father, who is also my best friend, is a chemist and he works in Saudi Arabia. My mom, who takes care of my house, is also an excellent cook, and I really love the chicken biryani that she makes. I've got one younger brother also. So talking about my academics, I've done my basic schooling, that is from the kindergarten to the 10th standard in Saudi Arabia. The beautiful thing that has occurred to me by studying in Saudi Arabia is my friendship levels. That is, I've got so many friends from different parts of the world. For example, from Pakistan, from all over India, from Sudan, and so on. So that has really helped me. And after my 10th standard, I came back to India. As you know, the quality of education is much better in India, I think. And I joined one of the renowned schools called St. Myself. And it was there that I learned about my intense interest in the fields of science and mathematics. And that led to my success there. And I was so success that I cracked JEE Main, and which is one of the most toughest examinations of the world. And I've also got an offer from NITIE Agartala for the mechanical engineering program. But due to some personal reasons, I wasn't able to attend the same. Rather, did my bachelor's engineering from FGD School of Engineering Technology. So after my graduation, that is back in 2019 June, I did a 6-month course in Delhi preparing for GATE 2020. And I would also like to bring in light about the various projects that I have been a part of. And one of them, the major one, was robotic arm with brain-computer interfacing. It basically involves a robotic arm that was purely designed by us in use of Fusion 360 application and was converted into a prototype by using 3D printing technology. We used simple mechanism like a thread-like mechanism in order to actuate the fingers by connecting it to the stepper motors, and these stepper motors were run using brain activity. That is the principle of electroencephalography. I would also like to talk about a different project like electromagnetic wheel mechanism, which also I was a part of. And I think it was more interesting and challenging because there was no resources available in the internet nor in any of the journal papers. And we were successful in devising a design that would produce, devising a mechanism that would produce rotary motion by using the principle of electromagnetic induction. And also, uh, I've done an internship course for about 10 days in Kerala Agro Machinery Corporation Limited, which is one of the most prominent industries in Kerala. And what I learned there is, how industry works and what is the importance of inventory control or line balancing in an industry. I really enjoyed how the things flow there. So also the most important or interesting thing that I came across was, simple quirks they adopt in their working. That is, for example, bending the washers used in boat so as to prevent loosening of the nut due to the vibration of the mechanical system. And that was very excellent. It was simple, effective manner in which they prevent the loosening of the bolt. And apart from my academics and other work experience, I'm also very good at extracurricular activities. For example, I've been a part of a lot of sports tournaments. Like I have even led a team during my inter-class football matches. And I've also been a part of a coordinating committee for one of the largest and national level tech fairs that is conducted by our college. In fact, I was a discipline head. Then coming to my interests and hobbies, I really enjoy photography and late night skills. Even if I'm not a professional photographer, I'm very good at angles and symmetries, which makes me a better photographer. And yes, sir, that's it. That's in a nutshell of what I am. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I think Sir can proceed.
Okay, now
Okay, sir.
so as you know, I will be giving you 3 topics, and
Yes,
out
sir.
of them you have to speak on 2, right? And for each you have to take not more than 2.5 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let me just read out the 3 topics for you.
Okay, sir.
First one is, does browsing at workplace affect productivity? And second one is hard work versus smart work.
Okay, sir.
And third one is, can India become a $5 trillion economy by 2024?
Okay, sir.
So let me know the topics on which you want to speak on.
Sir, I will go with the first one and the second one, like browsing at workplace and hard work versus smart work.
Okay, so Namras, your time starts now. Go ahead with it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, when we come about browsing at workplace, that is often done by majority of the people in order whenever there is a free time. And I think if at all they have free time and they will do this, it's not of such problem, because it can relieve them from their work stress, and when they will be when they will be back to the work, they will be more efficient, I think. But yes, there is one thing that they should not misuse this freedom that is given to them. And even if browsing, if they are browsing necessary things like that which is important for one's life, for example, related to the work things, then it will be certainly good thing that can improve how they perform the task. And also spending time in such, if they are spending time in social media and all, then it should be completely blocked, because that's not the right way, because we are taking salaries from the industry, and we shouldn't be doing such things to them, because we are getting the salary for what we work, and if we are not doing it properly, then it's of no use. And also talking about the things like if they are utilizing it for their own efficiency, like when talking about the efficiency in workplace, if sufficient breaks are needed for a person to be healthy, because if a person spends too much time on a work, his mind will be lost, and the time will be spent useless. Even if he's doing time, it won't be productive. So yes, sir, that's it. And can I proceed with the second one?
Okay, so now let's go ahead with the second one.
Okay, sir. So hard work versus smart work. So I really go with smart work, because hard work also pays off. Like if you are not a skilled person, but if you are not skilled in everything, you can do hard work in order to gain something in life. For example, if at construction sites, the people there, they don't have the sufficient skills for, that's why they go for this construction, and there they are doing their hard work, and they are getting a sufficient pay for it, I hope so. And when it comes to smart work, smart work is more preferred than hard work, because it will save time, and it will increase the productivity too, and also it will help the officers to be more productive. As by using smart work, we can do things that are more greater if we use hard work. And yes, sir, that's it.
Okay, so I think we can proceed with the next section now.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Normally, I give you 3 topics. You have to choose 2 and speak for 5 minutes. Right?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. The first topic which I give you, you are from mechanical engineering background, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my first topic to you is role of automation in the industries.
Okay, sir.
Role of automation in the industries. My second topic to you is forecasting.
Hmm.
Forecasting not suitable for small scale industries.
Not suitable for?
Small scale industries.
Okay, sir.
Not suitable for small scale industries as a technique.
Okay, sir.
Third is Six Sigma not meant for Indian industries. Six Sigma not meant for Indian industries. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Choose any 2 and proceed.
Okay, sir. I will go with the first one and the second one.
Okay.
Okay, sir. When talking about automation, automation is nothing but doing work using artificial intelligence. And yes, and I have been a part of it that used automation, for example, robotic arm, but ours were brain-computer interfacing. But we can also perform the similar functions by using computer programming, and that will be a very good thing if used in industry. But there is a drawback with automation is that when automation is done, thousands of people lose their work, and it's very much of great concern. But there are certain work that cannot be performed by people. I mean, person, and it needs lots of efforts and lots of lots of salaries must be given. And for such jobs, we can go for automation. Like for example, in the case of assembly, where you have to lift a lot of very high weight thing. I mean, very high weight of thing. Then we go for automatic lifts, for example, for material handling and all. But it is a form of danger because, as I said, a lot of people will lose their job, and also it will affect people's life. And coming to another advantage is that we can save a lot of time because if a person is doing such a job, he will take a lot more time in doing such a job. But if it is automated, then it can be performed in very little time, and it will be of very much advantage for the person who's utilizing this automation technology. But it takes a lot of knowledge in order to use automation in an industry, because you need a lot of technical knowledge for using automation in the industry. For example, you have to get a very good computer engineer or IT engineer to set up all the things. And there are dangers like it can even okay. Sorry, sir. Okay, nothing. That's
Okay. So you can proceed with second now.
okay, sir. Okay, forecasting. Forecasting is generally done in order to predict what will happen in the future, and that uses an engineering knowledge. That is the act of using equations and mathematical relations, etc., and engineering knowledge too. Like to predict how much the production will be, or how much demand a product will have in the future. But the problem of forecasting is it will take a lot of effort, and for a small scale industry, if we come to small scale industry, it will be a huge burden for the one who's carrying out the small scale industry. For example, in the case of a small shop who's selling groceries, he might be forecasting by himself by predicting by taking into account the past records of selling things, like how much demand a product is having. But if you go for such a mathematical plan, it will be more difficult for him, because if he has started a shop that is for a grocery shop, he might not have sufficient knowledge on such things. So if he keeps another person for the same procedure to be carried out, it will cost him too much. And for in such case, for small scale, shops and all, I think forecasting is not suitable much. But people can do it themselves by using the sense of logic and knowledge, by calculating the past records and all. Yes, sir, that's it.
Okay, so then Ramnas, I think we can provide you your feedback.
Okay, sir.
I provide first for my part, and then Subrani sir will proceed. So as far as the introduction was concerned, you have prepared a good introduction. And in that introduction, what I want now you can incorporate is if you could make some kind of linkages between what so far you have done and why you got motivated for NITIE, why you got motivated for managerial profiles. So you may say that during the training or during the project, you realize that certain managerial traits are required, like team management, working in a basically time domain, or interpersonal skills, or time management. These are the things which are required for any particular project. And as a technocrat, you should have these skills. And from there, I realized that I must go into NITIE kind of organization. And as you came from Saudi Arabia for higher education in India, especially for the better quality education provided by universities in India, so NITIE is one of the best institute, and you want to acquire entire knowledge, of different domains. So you have become a technocrat, and at the same time now you want to acquire managerial skills also. So somewhere if you could link that in introduction, that will be very good.
Okay, sir.
Now, second, my third part from where I asked you three questions. Automation, he will give you very simple topic or very simple term. Automation is you have to speak something about that. So you just pull it in the direction of your engineering domain. That will be better. So you can say, sir, automation, as the name shows, when you can make some kind of process, some kind of activity automatic with the help of machines. So there are certain advantages associated with such activity. Number one, certainly the accuracy increases when something is done by the machine compared to human being. Accuracy is certainly improves, and that accuracy is further related to the quality. So we can say when we make something automatic, the automation is done, then quality of the product or service expected is going to be high. Yeah. Second, can be obviously cost incurred will be lesser, because wherever you replace a human being with machine, long term the cost decreases. That is the second advantage. Third is productivity and production also increases. So number of units you can produce or you can come out with, that also increases. Number four, the valuable human resource can be utilized somewhere else. That is another advantage of that. And next is for a young entrepreneur who cannot afford, let us say, costly manpower, skilled manpower. For him, automatic solutions are always useful. So that is the another advantage. So it is good even for new enterprises, new ventures. Lastly, you can always say that now new domains are coming. The human part which was missing in automation, it is being now introduced through new domains, new knowledge areas like machine learning, like artificial intelligence. These are the things which are now coming up. So this will obviously give new dynamics to automation as a domain, as a field that will be given to it. So in future we can expect that things will become more and more automatic. Dependence on human being will be reduced. And you will say, okay, whenever this situation has happened in past also, there has been resistance in the name of job loss. When machines will replace human being, there can be losses of the jobs. Like when the banks were computerized, computers replaced human activity in the banks. That time also there were some kind of resistances. But you say that one place job is shut down or closed, another place opportunities are open. So in long term, that is always beneficial. This is how you can talk about this topic.
Okay.
And second topic, I think given was, can you tell me what was the second topic, Ramnas?
Hard work versus smart work.
No, that was Saklani sir gave. What I gave you topic.
Oh, okay. Forecasting not
suitable. Yeah, forecasting not suitable for small scale. Yes, you'll say small scale forecasting is a mathematical technique if it is to be done. If the future demand is to be predicted, forecasting is a scientific technique. It is based upon data collection, data analysis, data prediction, and it is a totally scientific technique which is basically costly technique if it is to be done in proper manner. So for small scale industries where resource is always a crunch, maybe it is not suitable. But then there are different techniques in forecasting. Some are not very costly. They are not cost intensive. They are cheap techniques. So for small scale industries also prediction is very important for the future production demands. So for such demand predictions, if costly techniques could not be used, at least cheap techniques can be used. So this way you can proceed forward for forecasting. So you need not to agree with the statement always. You can say yes, forecasting can be difficult and it can be extensive and costly activity, but yes, it can be cheap also. And for small scale industries where resource crunch is there, you can go for cheaper one. Then I told you Six Sigma not suitable for Indian industries. You can say yes. Say for implementing Six Sigma, which is a zero defect technique, you need to put entire system in order first. I mean, we hear the things like infrastructure should be there, people should be trained, and standardization should be in position first. Then Six Sigma can be implemented. So unless until industries are ready for that, Six Sigma cannot be implemented. Entire culture in the organization should be such that they are ready for implementing such techniques. So not every industry in India is ready for that. Yes, there are many industries now. In India, there are industries which are Fortune 500 companies. They compete with that. So in those industries, yes, it can be implemented. So largely in Indian industries are not ready for that. But yes, there are many industries which are globally competitive. There Six Sigma can be implemented. It has to be there. And in fact, it is in many of the industries, especially this telecom industries and all. They are all operating on Six Sigma model presently. So it can be done. And whatever expertise is required for the implementation of this, people are capable, they are having it. Who will implement it? The people will implement. So they are expert. If they can invest in multinational company, why can't India? And in Indian context only, there are so many companies which are multinational company which are coming to India. Company like Sony, they are already implementing it. So this thing we are going to learn from them now because of the global market competition. Now, Indian companies are also competing with the global market companies like Amazon and Flipkart. These companies are competing. So if Amazon is implementing, Flipkart is also to do that. So this is how it has to be there. Fine. So let's see what Saglani sir is to give you feedback now.
Okay, Namras. Yes, sir. So the first topic that he chose to spoke on was browsing at the workplace affects productivity. Yes. So I think you were able to speak for about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Okay. And the same situation was for like you're having for hard work. Hard work, I think you cannot speak much on that, right? Yes. So okay, browsing at workplace affects productivity. So see, for every topic starts from the very basic, how is the situation and then what is the impact that it is going to have, right? So you could have, so we see, if you go straight, then you will have the difficulty in raising the point. So you could have started like workplace productivity is a major issue nowadays in the organizations. Yes. And with the advent of this particular newer technology, particularly the internet, even though it has opened many ways of interaction and making things more productive, this has also posed the challenge to the this organization setup and all that, right? Yes. So there have been you can quote just simply there have been issues where employees have been found browsing during the workplace time, right? So so this has led to the many, not only it will lead to the productivity loss, but this will also lead to the spoiling the conducive environment within that company or organization. Yes, and also it will discourage the other employees who are performing efficiently, right? Yes, sir. Even though no employee can work very consistently for longer durations, and because this will lead to fatigue. So to make it more efficient, the organization normally gives the frequent breaks. So that so if someone wants to browse, let us say, so he can browse, like as you pointed out, that during that particular point of time, that during that free time, they can make use of that particular channel and therefore browse, right? And utilize the time properly, right? So And if that, let us say, even if you are browsing, let us say during work time, but if you are browsing it for the necessity, then obviously it is going to have the positive impact on that, right? So if, for example, for the organization to have a faith on you, that is only possible when you will utilize your time judiciously. And even if you are browsing, and if you are casually browsing, so I think those things can be ignored, right? Even the organizations also ignored. But if you are very frequently using them, that will lead to have a negative impression, and obviously it is going to affect the productivity as well. ठीक है, तो अब ये point ऐसे है कि basically you don't have much point to speak on that, right? But you need to elaborate by going from the basic and then relating some points, okay? But don't go straight forward. If you go straight forward, then obviously you will not be right. You will fall short. That is why you could not go beyond, I think, roughly 1.5 minutes or so. Now, same situation is for the hard work versus smart work. So don't take stand in such kind of situations like hard work is better or smart work is better and all that. Right. So because if you take a stand, then again the same situation will happen. You will talk about only one thing, you will not be able to speak about the other. And so you can speak about the both things in parallel. Right. For example, you said that if you would have started like this way, you could start like there is no replacement for or substitute for the hard work in any field, right? And for any activity performed in a timely manner, definitely you need to work hard, right? So, but hard work in itself is not sufficient, right? So we also need to work smartly also. Or you could even quote an example. For example, you can relate it that, for example, if I, from my whatever experience that I have till now, let us say if we are having different exams in India, we have to appear for the different exams. So there are many exams for which the syllabus is common. So one thing could be like that you just don't see the pattern of those particular different exams, because for every exam has their recruitment exam has different need, and the approach is very very different, right? So if you will work smartly, then you will identify the areas that how, even though syllabus is same, but if you will identify the areas that how should I approach for this particular exam, so that will be the part of working smartly. But if you are not identifying the areas where to focus on, then you can go covering the whole of the syllabus, working very hard, but with the minimum result, right? So that we can just say this. And also you can at the end you can say that okay, those areas where which are not much relevant, so we can work smartly and they could put less effort on those areas, and those areas which are of considerable importance, we can put more effort on those areas. Yes. Right? So I think that way we could have extended it to this. So what you do is focus on both of the areas, so that way you will have some more points in your mind to speak on. Okay, sir. Okay, Namras, anything you want to ask?
No, sir.
Okay, now this clip you will get, ma'am will send you. Just make self-assessment of this and prepare on that line. Fine?
Okay, sir.
Okay, all the best. Now, thank you.
Okay,
thank you, sir.